All right, so I'm on number 5 now. Integral from 3 to 7 of x times the square root of x minus 3 dx. This is going to be a little bit different than the other ones, and one way we can tell it's going to be a little bit different is that the degree of the inner function, x minus 3, is the same as the degree of what we have on the outside, x. So they're both degree 1. So this is going to introduce some new complications, but we start the same way by just making u whatever we have inside. So u equals x minus 3. Which means that du equals dx. Okay. Now when we look at this, we can see, okay, if I want to replace all the x's with u's, I can replace the inside part with u, right? That's going to be square root of u. I can replace dx with du because they're equal. But I haven't gotten rid of x yet, so what I need to do is to take this original function, this original substitution that I did, u equals x minus 3, and kind of turn it around. If u equals x minus 3, that means x equals u plus 3. Okay, now I'll do some substitution. I end up with x, I know is u plus 3. Square root of x minus 3 is the square root of u, or I'll write it as u to the 1/2. And dx is just du, so I'll just replace that with du. Okay, now I'm going to leave out the limits of integration again. I'll put those in at the end after I've resubstituted. Okay, this may not look like it's gotten any easier, but what we can do is take this u to the 1/2 and just distribute it over u plus 3. So this is the same as u to the 3/2 plus 3u to the 1/2 and du. Okay, now these are relatively straightforward. This becomes u to the 5/2 and 1 over 5/2 is 2/5. U to the 3/2, that goes up 1 to 3/2. 3 over 3/2 is 2. And now I've done my antiderivative, so I can undo my substitution. Essentially, I end up with 2/5 times x minus 3 to the 5/2 plus 2 times x minus 3 to the 3/2. And now I can look at my limits of integration, which are 3 and 7. So when I go to evaluate this, then I've got 2/5. I'm going to do it like this. I've got 2/5 times 7 minus 3 is 4. So 4 to the 5/2 plus 2 times 4 to the 3/2 minus 2/5. Oops, running out of space here. Times 3 minus 3 is 0. Okay, so this is all going to be 0 over here. I don't really care about this, but like that. Okay, so this whole thing is just going to be 0. As far as this goes, you need to remember that 4 to the 5/2 means the square root of 4 to the 5th power, so 2 to the 5th power, so 2/5 times 32 plus 2 times the square root of 4 is 2, 2 to the 3rd is 8. And what do we get? 64/5 plus 16, and I'm sure you can simplify that, but I'm not going to do it right now because that's not really the main part of the problem. But there you go. That's basically your answer.